The 61st session of the United Nations Human Rights Council, held in Geneva, Switzerland, has concluded. As in previous years, the session once again served as an important global platform for highlighting human rights issues from around the world. Continuing this tradition, a delegation consisting of Kashmiri Hurriyat leaders and human rights representatives actively participated in the session. The delegation, led by Al-Taaf Hussein Wani, chairman of the Kashmir Institute of International Relations and a prominent Hurriyat leader, attended the session in Geneva, while several members also participated through online platforms. The delegation presented before the international community the latest situation regarding human rights violations in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. They shared testimonies of victims, recent evidence, and legal perspectives in order to help the world better understand the humanitarian dimension of the conflict. The activities of the delegation in Geneva were not limited to the formal meetings of the United Nations. They also carried out significant diplomatic and human rights advocacy efforts at multiple levels. Members of the delegation held separate meetings with United Nations Special Rapporteurs, human rights experts, and ambassadors of various countries. During these meetings, they provided detailed briefings on the current situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and informed them about the serious human rights violations taking place there. On this occasion, verified reports and documented evidence were shared with international institutions and diplomatic representatives. These reports included information regarding restrictions imposed on the Kashmiri population, curbs on freedom of expression, arrests of political activists, and operations conducted by security forces. The purpose of these efforts was to inform the international community about the ground realities and highlight the seriousness of the situation. Alongside the official proceedings of the Human Rights Council, the Kashmiri delegation also organized and participated in various side events and seminars where different aspects of the Kashmir issue were highlighted. On March 2, a seminar titled Shrinking Spaces and Resilient Voices was organized at the United Nations Human Rights Building by International Action for Peace and Sustainable Development in collaboration with the Kashmir Institute of International Relations. Similarly, on March 10, the World Muslim Congress and the Kashmir Institute of International Relations jointly organized a seminar focusing on the persecution of religious minorities. On the same day, another important seminar titled Climate Justice and Human Rights was organized by the Community Human Rights and Advocacy Center in collaboration with the Kashmir Institute of International Relations. On March 13, a peaceful protest was organized at the famous Broken Chair Monument located in front of the United Nations Human Rights Building. The demonstration was arranged by the Kashmiri delegation along with members of the Kashmiri diaspora living in Europe. On March 16, the World Muslim Congress and the Kashmir Institute of International Relations jointly organized an important seminar at the United Nations building focusing on the right to self-determination. The Kashmiri delegation also raised the issue of human rights violations in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir through oral statements delivered on the floor of the United Nations Human Rights Council.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. We deliver this statement with grave alarm over the catastrophic human rights situation in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
Through these statements, they drew the attention of the international community to the ongoing human rights situation in the region.
Peoples of Jammu and Kashmir are struggling for the right of self-determination to decide about the future fate of the state for last more than 7 decades.
These speeches were taken seriously within diplomatic circles and also received notable coverage in international media.
UN Special Procedures mandate holders have urged India to secure sites to prevent the destruction of evidence and to investigate the allegations of thousands of graves containing unidentified individuals.
As a result of these activities, greater awareness was generated internationally regarding the situation in Kashmir.
We acknowledge and appreciate the Office of High Commissioner for presenting the two reports.
Due to the persistent advocacy of Kashmiri representatives, several United Nations special rapporteurs issued formal communications and inquiries to India seeking clarification on reported human rights concerns.
My organization draws the Council's attention to the September 2025 communication by UN Special Procedures to the Government of India concerning the human rights situation in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
This gradually created an international environment in which India's unilateral narrative began to face greater scrutiny and the Kashmir issue once again started to gain global attention.
Mr. President, my organization urges the Council to ensure accountability, strengthen scrutiny and protect the fundamental rights of the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Prolonged shutdowns are not merely technical disruptions, they are disruptions of human development.
نحن قلقون من الاعتقالات التسيئة الوسيعة والاحتجار الطويل دون محاكمة بالمؤجل والقانون.
We call on the High Commissioner to release a third OHCHR report on the situation in Jammu and Kashmir.
The activities carried out in Geneva serve as a reminder that continuous engagement on international platforms is essential for keeping the voice of a people alive. The diplomatic and human rights efforts surrounding Kashmir demonstrate that the struggle of the Kashmiri people is not merely a regional issue but a broader struggle for justice, freedom, and human dignity. And it is at this very point where the persistent efforts of a few individuals can become a source of hope for an entire nation.